Hello, friends and family of Grace Lutheran Church. You can see that I have a visitor in my video for this week. We're talking about the opening hymn for the fifth Sunday in Lent. It's called Come to Calvary's Holy Mountain. It's number 435 in the Lutheran Service Book, and it's found in the Lent section of the hymnal. And I'll let Pastor look at it because he's just kind of...
Who picked it? I like that.
Pastor picked it, yeah. But he doesn't remember it. So anyway, but when I first looked at this hymn this morning, Ellen, I have it in front of me too. Ellen gives me a bulletin so I can kind of see what's going on this week. And I read the hymn and I thought, oh, that's a nice little hymn. But it ain't Lutheran.
No.
And I don't mean that this hymn is wrong. I think if it was theologically incorrect, it probably wouldn't have ended up in our Lutheran service book. But I say it doesn't sound Lutheran because the whole message of it is, it's about us coming to Christ. And turns out...
we do come.
We do, yes.
Come to church.
Yes. There are things that we do to come to Christ. That's absolutely true. Believe it or not, the Holy Spirit did not teleport me to the church this morning.
Yep.
Like, I made a decision to come here because it's my job and I get paid. But also because I know that this is the place where I'm going to receive the gifts of God. So, of course, I do make decisions to come. But at the same time, Pastor, the Small Catechism says, I believe that I cannot, by my own reason or strength, believe in Jesus Christ my Lord or come to him. So how do we reconcile those two things?
Because it's the church that's calling us. It's the Holy Spirit that calls us. I can't come. Left unto my own devices, I'm a dead stick. I'm not going anywhere. I can't show up. That's the danger with some of these hymns sometimes, is because with a good charisma of doctrine underneath you and a good understanding of the gospel, and that it's Jesus and the Holy Spirit that calls us into the church, and the church most definitely calls us to receive the gifts that God has given. Without that good charisma, without that good body of teaching, it makes it really easy to go, oh, well, I've chosen this lifestyle for myself.
I have decided to follow Jesus.
I decided to follow Jesus. And after 40 minutes of praise music, maybe you'll begin to feel that spirit of Jesus. Mm-hmm. This is why we don't do that kind of music, because we're not trying to make you feel Jesus. Jesus is already there. You've already been baptized.
Mm-hmm. When I look at this hymn, and it's like, come to Calvary's Holy Mountain. If I was reading it that way of you work up the gumption to come and ask Jesus for his gifts or ask him into your life, that if I read it that way, I get a completely different feel for this hymn. But when I read it in the way that you're talking about, where I acknowledge that the Holy Spirit does not only call us to come to church, but he gives us the ability to respond to it. He creates the faith in us, and that faith is what gives us the gifts of Jesus. So even when it says, for me, when it says to come to receive the gifts, I come to church to receive them, of course, because he promises to be here, God does. But I receive them in my baptism already. We continue to receive them through the church.
I like the second verse. Come in poverty and meanness, come defiled without and within, from the infection and uncleanness, from leprosy of sin. There you go. Come on, dirty humans.
Yeah.
It goes on to talk about how our robes will be washed white, but we know that comes from Revelation. This is John saying, who are these washed in white? Who are these people? He's seeing a vision of heaven. Who are these people? And the angel, I believe, responds with, these are the elect of God who have been called into the church.
Mm-hmm. And you definitely see that back and forth pattern of law and gospel in the hymn, where he talks about the state that we're in sin, but then also talks about what Jesus has for us there to respond to that. And so even though it might not sound very Lutheran on the surface, if you have a good understanding of where faith comes from and how the Holy Spirit works in our lives, then this absolutely fits right in with our Lutheran doctrine, and it definitely deserves a place in our Lutheran service book.
Good job.
Yeah. Anything else to add for that, Pastor?
No.
Okay.
Not for this video.
Not for this one. Well, maybe he'll come by another time. Here.
There's a storm coming tomorrow on Thursday, so if you have storm damage, don't forget about the chainsaw team.
Oh yeah, please. We invite you to come to church on Sunday, but also come and call us if apparently you lose any limbs or something. On your trees, not your person. In the storms tomorrow. But anyway, Thanks so much for watching. We hope you learned something, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.